Tesco and Sisco versus eeun and Nightmare. It's going to be an interesting matchup itself.
Tesco
4-1
and
though,
Sisco.
definitely gonna hurt the egos there, I think, a little bit. And I'm betting you that there are definitely going to be a lot of Audacity versus Rogue jokes coming on soon.
Oh wait. Oh yeah.
Oh, there's a rude comment there. Rude comment.
It's alright. It's alright. It's not on stream. It's okay. It's all good.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hop down to the waiting room, get the next team organized, and yeah. But in general, I think the crossfire was definitely what kept the defense so strong there. And ZeTruNightmare was certainly working very, very well with Barna in maintaining those crossfires and communicating on where people were. I think it fell down a little bit on the round that they did lose when Barna got shot in the back from window. I reckon that might have just been a map knowledge fault. A lot of people don't know Hereford base that well. They don't play it on a regular basis. But in general, I think that was a very, very strong gameplay from both of them.
Very much so. Very much so.
Boys, as chaotic as ever down there. Definitely some hard feelings there between Arkuth and ZeTruNightmare for that nasty, nasty kill in that last round. Going to be an interesting one this time, though, as we're coming in with Tesco and Sisco. Ironically, names being put together there was definitely not my doing. And eeun and Nightmare.
Bye, Felicia. I gotta say, this will be much more light-hearted than the first match, and I look forward to seeing how this is gonna go, because the winner of this match will be facing off against Barnett and ZeTruNightmare in the second match.
And I think they're going to try and get rid of the ridiculous strats this time, so that they are more serious in the next one.
Got the blue team as Sisco and Tesco, which is actually the Pope, apparently. And then we got eeun and Nightmare.
The Pope. Yes. He has many names. He's gone by many things over time, Tesco. He's an interesting guy. I will say his names are often very entertaining, though, and I don't think this one is any different from his normal.
The chat
names.
is between eeun and Nightmare, and that is.
It's an interesting one.
It's certainly getting to me. Oh, a proper good defense of Mira being banned.
I was gonna say, it looks like we've had a few really weird attacking op bans here with Gridlock and Capitao. Capitao is a strong attacker, though, in many circumstances, especially with the fire being able to flush opponents out from range. But I do think it's interesting, some of those picks. Taking out a counter breach is actually not a bad idea. We didn't really see counter breaches being utilized in the last game, which I am a little bit surprised at. Did leave that ace to just go wide open.
Yep, I can see, knowing these guys, I can see there's definitely some target bans, as in the Kite from Tony and the Mirror from eeun.
Most definitely, yes. They've target banned each other. I was definitely expecting this, and chat is of course just winding up right now with some ridiculous comments from all of the above mentioned.
Yeah. Okay, we got an interesting team comp straight off the bat.
Tachanka and a Mozzie, that is interesting. I mean, Intel Denial, he is a very, very good operator for Intel, and also for gaining Intel. Definitely a double pronged there, but not sure I would pick it on a 2v2.
My only consideration or thought is it's in the second floor, the one that you're gonna need, as we've seen on this wall here to the south. We watched Ace and Sledge annihilate the Ella that was in bathroom. So opening that wall gives a huge sightline instantly.
That south wall on B is definitely a dangerous one. If they get that open, they get a straight line of sight, blocking the rotate then between sites quite effectively. It is not a good position to lose.
Although, not that it matters, because it's Zofia and Sledge.
Yeah, main hallway is definitely something they're going to have to look out for, though.
As long as
Zofia and Sledge, though, they've gone very soft breach focused, and interestingly, it looks like eeun has not reinforced the second wall on the south side of B. Attackers have dropped the bomb diffuser. Which I'm not entirely sure what the plan is there.
Oh. Okay, interesting beginning. So we
Nightmare split off to go upstairs, but on the other side of the map to where the attackers are coming from, obviously unknown to him. It's going to be interesting to see how he rotates as he bobs along, so I'm guessing music.
The pirate metal.
Oh my good god, what are they listening to?
Eeun will meme and that should be up. So far we got some viewers who know exactly how this match is going to go.
It is interesting though. Mitzyyy did just get a drone. No, you failed again. He did get a drone, but is then destroyed by the Tachanka. That is such a waste of utility there. I know Nightmare used to play the game quite a bit. I'm not sure how much he's been playing it recently, so it will be interesting to see how he plays. But obviously taking up that third floor position so he can rotate around is a strong one.
Looks like the attackers are taking it nice and slow, but they seem to have forgotten it's already 55 seconds left. The sledge taking a sledgehammer to the hatch for whatever.
To nothingness. Yeah, interesting there.
And we've got Tachanka hiding up in laundry.
With Nightmare here. He is holding a fairly interesting angle, but he knows the attackers are coming from the other side of the map, which will give him an edge if they're not expecting to look at that particular area. It is not frequent that it's defended from.
Some lack of communication there, as you can clearly see the Zofia getting scared by Sledge, them not paying attention to the time.
20 seconds left, they really need to get a move on. This is definitely going to limit what they can do. They are just going to have to rush it immediately. Yep, immediately. eeun is taken down though, interestingly. They're on even footing now, but she knows she has to rush. 2 seconds left, he can just hide and still win.
Yep.
He knows it. Yep.
Defenders win. Nightmare and eeun.
Winning there by a hair thread. Got very close at the end. I think if they'd have just pushed maybe 10 seconds sooner, they would have probably taken that round.
They left it far too late. They clearly wasn't paying attention to the time, and they have wasted too much time trying to make noise around the area instead of actually holding off an area and shutting down that that laundry area where we got that first kill shown.
Yep. I will say it's interesting, the Mitzyyy did definitely stump them a little bit. As you notice, they paused to shoot the Mitzyyy drone that they recognized as enemy before even advancing, which took another few seconds off the clock that was already quickly draining. Not a bad pick. All in all, Mitzyyy is a very good ranked pick, and certainly very good in this situation. Interesting now, though, that eeun has decided to go for a trap operator like Frost, who's so easily counterable if you're just careful where you step.
But it
then
might
again,
come in handy without... yeah, there's nothing else we can really say.
It's interesting how the alibi has actually blocked some of Frost's places, though, to put down these traps. That is something he's going to be kicking himself for later, I'm sure.
I literally have no... What?
He's putting down multiple Frost traps in one window. That is what's happening right now. That is an interesting strategy.
Oh boy. They haven't done any reinforcing. There is not a single reinforcement used yet.
In the middle of the floor, putting a frost mat down there, that is a interesting option.
Oh, hiding it by a deployable. Maybe with action going off, it might not be seen. But
I think
we are starting.
they're hoping for them to push late again. I think, you know, having to rush in last minute, they're probably not going to be checking for the frost mats. But that is relying on the enemy team to react a very specific way, and they're tailoring half of their defense to it. Plus, the alibi already being down on some health there. Didn't actually see where that exactly came from, so that's interesting. Someone wants to let me know.
Yes, we're gonna have to end up grabbing a little chat with those two. Oh, we can see there's a bit of a rappel going on. They're both on the roof. We have eeun just kind of wasting his time on a camera while there's a Zofia just hanging there.
And chatting, yeah. They're both just joking around in chat. Somewhat to be expected with these guys, especially, like as we said, this was always going to be a less serious match than the previous. But ironically, it might also be a more even match than the previous.
Yeah.
Very clever way of getting the camera there, though. Without an IQ, that is not a bad strat. Although that is wasting one of the Zofia utility, which is putting him down on the leg here.
Ah. But something we didn't notice before is Frost is with a shotgun.
I think he's definitely going to be playing the defensive game, waiting for him to come around the corner. He knows he's behind that box, but he's peeking the wrong side. His sledge gets taken out. That is harsh.
Nice little headshot by Alibi, but not knowing where the last Zofia is. Although
I don't think anyone has spotted the Frost yet either, which is an interesting play.
15 seconds remaining.
Ooh, that Claymore is definitely gonna make them notified if he
10
shoots it.
seconds to go.
why would the Zofia shoot it? Oh,
5 seconds.
Shooting his dead friend and then gets taken out by the same person from the same place. That is definitely a lack of communication
damn.
there.
The Alibi taking this match home.
I was expecting the Alibi to rotate that, but I guess it was working quite well for them.
It looks like Alibi did rotate to watch the other stairs because Zofia was MIA and Rejoive. Yeah, we can read.
Gibberish, so
They seem to forget that we're just not replying to the Twitch chat as we have our main focus being the stream, but we do know, and we have 2 auto picks. Is Tesco there? Seemed like he's having a bit of a connection issue and might end up dropping out.
Tesco's PC froze. Okay, we might need to cancel this from
2-0 to Orange team, so just gotta remember that when setting it up.
Yep.
Well, that's what you get for buying a computer from Tesco's.
Yep, dangerous options there, guys. Dangerous options. Don't do what he did.
Yeah, Tesco's PCs are bad. Not worth it. God, they're talking about pee and I'm sitting here drinking and I realised I should not be drinking as much. I did bring a 2-litre bottle.
Out of this. Okay, looks like Kirsty's managed to get a hold of milk as well, which is brilliant. Okay, we're gonna have to restart the game, guys. So we're gonna have to go into a pause space here. We'll restart again at same scores, no worries.
Yeah,
We'll just play from there.
and Ian killed Nightmare instantly.
We are definitely seeing that there. That's one thing we should have set up. This is like I said, baby steps, guys. First time we're doing this. Also, first time that we're casting, so I do apologize if it's a little bit clunky. But yes, I think we definitely need to put on the fucking pro abandon thing where someone disconnects, pauses. But we'll figure that out another time.
There's
For
some
now, we just
options
set
that
this
we
up
can.
so that it's- Yep. Yeah, we've actually made some work here, Clive, so I'm just going to chat to Clive in your chat now. We've made some decisions here, Clive, to lower the timings on some of the things. So the prep phase is about 10 seconds shorter. The ban phases are shorter, pick phases are shorter, just to try and keep things moving a little bit faster. 2v2 also allows, obviously, for some teamwork. We found that in the 1v1s, a lot of the time, it was just one person hiding and the other one trying to hunt them down. Wasn't very dynamic game, so I'm definitely glad that we switched to this format for this tournament. And if this goes as smoothly as it seems to be going at the moment, other than obviously some of the annoying things right now, glitches of people crashing, etc. Yeah, but with all of the glitches that are going on right now. But if it does run this smoothly and people do enjoy it, then we will be bringing it back again in 2 weeks' time as another 2v2. Back up.
Yep, if everything went the way planned, it should be 2-0 to Orange. There we go.
Look at that, Adam with the pro tips there on how to get games working in customs. Very glad it's him setting this up, not me.
This time I won't ban. But Kaida's already banned, you muppet. They don't seem to realise that I am God and I have power and blah, da blah, da blah. Anyway, looks like we've got Dekaibi playing by Tony and Twitch by the Pope. And Mutant Mozzie in the enemy team, which is actually a nice little combination. They plan to complement each other, it seems.
Interesting that they seem to now be playing more serious since the crash. I think it's almost like it reset their brains, if they have those. Not convinced entirely.
I'm
but,
sorry,
yeah.
but you cannot end up saying that I was rude calling them sods while you're sitting there
joking.
saying that.
Yeah, I'm joking.
Of course, these
They
are
know
our
I love
friends.
them, really. They know I love them.
They are our friends, and they know we mean everything we say.
Yes, they know that we are not joking. We are indeed insulting them, and it's okay. I do love these guys. I think it's quite interesting, though, that they seem to be playing more complementary characters. I mean, the mute one is just completely denying intel.
No, are you
Wow,
sure
I
about
hate the
that?
glitchy Wi-Fi. Yeah, thank you, buddy. Thank you. No, I was saying Mute and Mitzyyy are definitely complementary. They're completely denying intel. Plus, they've got the counter breach, which they didn't have before.
You
And then
clearly
Doc with the
haven't
Twitch
been
is
watching.
also-
You must be watching a different match to what I am, because we have a we have Mute here throwing all of his jammers on the counter of kitchen, and
I've just seen that. That is, never mind. You know what? This is what I should expect from eeun, isn't it?
yeah, you can see all four of them just chilling there. We've got Tony and Twitch coming from that east side. Nightmare looking like he. Oh.
He's holding the wrong angle there. Definitely looking the wrong way. Obviously unknown to him, although he might have just clocked onto that.
Without putting a jammer on that outside wall.
Or even reinforcing it by the looks of things. That is definitely not doing them any good.
They
But
have
reinforced, that's good.
But they didn't reinforce the barn, but they reinforced the wall 2A from the little shack.
Well, thankfully, neither of the attacking ops have any hard breach charges or hard breach capability.
Yeah,
They would
flashbangs
be in
and
a much
grenades.
better position if they had, though.
Oh, there goes the C4 from Mitzyyy as an open long rotation. Oh no, but that was a grenade from Sisco.
Yeah, interesting decision to try and open that wall up with the grenade. I wonder if that was intentional. It is putting them almost at a disadvantage here with how they can get peeked on that attacking front.
Ooh.
As we're seeing now, is obviously it's causing them a lot of damage. Both of them peeking the same angle at the same time is definitely not going to do them any good.
Oh, and Tony goes down, and Sisco is out. That is Dakaibi out for the count, leaving Mitzyyy down for the count, as that's a 1v1.
They did at least get the counter pick. That is an important thing, and being on a 2v2. Be interesting to see though. He has no idea where his enemy is. Mute now seeming to pull around quietly to near enough the same place. If he's not careful, he is going to get taken out. Question is, did the Mute hear that? I don't think they did. They seem a bit confused.
Oh,
Oh, almost got
but
shot
A
in the back.
goes down for the count with a shotgun.
From that range, you normally expect the shotgun to win, but it looks like the Doc would be, the Twitch was just too quick. DMR time, obviously.
DMR outscales shotgun. It's now confirmed.
I think it's very much a dependency there. I think it's just better aim on his part and not quick enough on the switch as he tried to kind of swing out into the corridor at the same time as changing weapons. Definitely not a move on the side of the Mute there. That would have been highly entertaining when there's eeun saying there that thank God he was Mute, otherwise the Twitch drone would have killed him. The irony of that situation on how low he was.
Well, it looks like Blue Team has got their first win, thanks to the Pope laying it down.
Attackers need to
The Pope is coming in strong, killing all of the enemies here. Some might think it was even a crusade.
I
but
was
no,
just
it's,
about to say that myself.
Other things you most definitely should not say on Twitch.
No, not even going there. There's a short story
Interesting to
back.
see that they're not really reinforcing anything again. Interesting that they have a castle here though. The castle is definitely going to damage their rotates as much as it is going to damage the enemy's ability to get to them. Deciding on which doors and windows they're going to damage is going to be a pretty important part of this.
2 castle barricades out and only 1 reinforcement going up so far.
They've castled that south side wall on B there, but they haven't reinforced the wall next to it. I'm wondering what it is they're doing. It looks like they're going for a hard anchor though on this one, both of them staying on site. But if they don't reinforce that south side wall, as we've seen before, they can get a really good angle all the way from the other room, which is going to be incredibly damaging to them.
Oh, here we go.
Just over there in laundry, has a great angle through.
But rushing from the hatch from eeun as Bug gets mowed down by the castle.
Too aggressive of a play there. Doesn't look like he had anything backing him up. No way to get the counter pick. That was not a good play from the Buck. Not coping to get through, but unfortunately with that castle barricade actually stopping her from being as silent as she wants to be, that is quite an actual smart play.
And being completely blocked off, that leaves the knock only to enter from that one little hole. Unless she rotated to that hatch.
which they are both watching from different angles. That is not the position you want to get yourself put in. Nearly taking out the castle there, close to a headshot. Unfortunately, did not manage to make it stick. Down to half as they're taken.
Taken out by Pizza Mozzie.
Pizza Mozzie, not the way you want to go, I don't think.
I didn't realise we were in New York City with the pizza that's just killing people.
Definitely not. Is it that old game, like the internet game, like the Papa Luis or whatever it was called?
Oh,
God, long time
yes.
back. Yeah, the pizza guy. Where pizzas go around killing people. Anyway, that's a random offshoot. But no, I definitely think the castle was a surprisingly good pick on that site, choosing to hard anchor there, getting that early pick on the rushing buck, and then just really denying their entry, having only one small area to enter from. It was easy for them to get the crossfire set up and just take them out.
Defenders, protect your bombs
But
from
most
being
definitely,
by
looks like
attackers.
they are determined to carry this out as Mozzie and Castle. Although Castle is kind of... He's not going to be
Interesting
utilised
pick
too
for this
much. Yeah, Castle's not going to be utilised too much at all, as he can probably be used on the doorway from A to this little alcove, and maybe blocking off a hallway. The Castle won't be able to do much because it'll be shutting off their own
10
rotation more
seconds
than
left
anything.
before insertion.
I mean, interestingly, what they could potentially do is funnel people from blue stairs down blue hallway if they castled off the
Attacker's objective is to locate a
yeah,
bomb.
Second
the
floor.
doors onto site there. But even then, that is really limiting the player movement. It looks like they're going for windows mainly, which
Yep.
is a strange.
And they
strange
haven't even
decision, in my opinion.
reinforced either.
I can
Nope.
see what they're trying to do with limiting where they can go, but the windows that they boarded up are really good for actually taking out attackers. So I'm not sure why they've actually given the attackers an advantage.
Looks like eeun now finally actually utilising something called a drone, and we got Nightmare coming up.
Nightmare's already pushing up the stairs, nice and slow, hopefully thinking he hasn't been heard. He has now though.
And Castle
Question
gets
is, can
taken
he stick
down.
it? Takes down the castle. eeun needs to start pushing now. If he doesn't know, he's going to struggle. He's putting his teammate at a disadvantage as Nightmare is taken out. eeun too slow on the push there. And he knows where he's coming from. It just put him in a dangerous position. At least the castle barricade here is serving a purpose to funnel him through that door. But also the castle barricade is stopping him from being able to rotate behind him to take him out from the window. It's definitely a double-edged sword. Oh, taken out though from the Zephyr.
During the little gunfight, we must have easily missed that little happening. Worrying about the
seems to
camera.
take it out. Wouldn't be my primary concern on this one. He is utilizing his drone quite a lot though, trying to make sure that he's looking in the right place.
It looks
He
like
does have
Tony
defuse
tracking.
as well. He could try and plant. He
Much
is
like he
indeed
is.
planting. Tony's going a little bit too slowly trying to push him there.
Oh, but they
He
stopped the
gets the
plan.
plant down. No.
Oh. And he catches him off. Not
He was
expecting
aiming
him.
too low there.
Yep, not expecting to be standing on top of that. Which personally didn't even realise you can stand up there to plant. That is actually a nice little strat. So compliments to him.
Not a bad strategy at all, and definitely there the assistance came from the drone. Whereas the drone was positioned, you could definitely see when Nightmare was pinging Sisco there, making sure that eeun knew exactly when he was going to turn that corner. Huge advantage, especially with the height, the difference, you know, and where he was actually planting. Very, very strong play. Dare I say, actually trying. Not something you expect to see from eeun.
Speaking of, it's gone Carly. eeun has gone Carly on the 3rd floor. I suppose that could work out quite well,
Defenders,
as there
protect your
is
bombs
more
from
opportunity for
by
Carly
attackers.
to be used.
Much more open spaces on 3rd floor, especially from those stair angles like we were talking about before. But at the same time, you can get really badly tunnel visioned, and this floor has a lot of different doorways cutting in and out of the corridors.
We've got Pope putting down some
Bomb
nice little
located by
cameras, and playing utility with Valkyrie as Tony
10
tries to
seconds
enforce them with the Legion mines.
It's a lot of intel
seconds
coming from the
left.
defense team here. Could be potentially damaging.
Attacker's objective is
Seeing that the defense is not reinforcing, it looks like Habana is not going to be utilized too much either. So it looks like it may be just another gun match here.
Yeah, I definitely think the Valkyrie and Legion are good operators though to pick here. Just really bulking up the intel that they have available to them.
Got Nightmare on that second floor out there. And we've got eeun shooting through the windows over here.
Definitely trying to make noise as Tony is already kind of approaching that side.
Oh. Still being on the first floor, we got Nightmare on that second floor, making his way up very, very slowly. Pope checking his cameras. Tony keeping an eye on the windows. I'll zoom in now.
Daring to drone, but does manage to get it on top. That is a good drone position to have.
Looks like
If
everyone
you
on
can
the
keep it up there,
cameras.
which you can't, unfortunately.
So we got
He knows he's there. He knows he's on his drone too. If one of them was to push, that would make it really bad for the Hibana.
oh, that's a C4, and he goes out with a bang. Habana eliminated.
Definitely a good Valkyrie play there.
Although,
Although Callie is defusing.
somehow sneaking onto that site.
Managed to stick it as well. That is
Oh,
impressive. Taken
gets-
out by Tony. though.
But you can
Very
see the
good job.
C4. Oh, Valkyrie nearly
Attackers
stepping
need to
on that.
protect the diffuser. Position
That could have taken out both of them if they weren't careful. It was a good
that-
spot there from I believe Sisco was the one who spotted that
Yeah,
before.
he
That
he,
was,
he
very-
clearly called it out. That Valkyrie was charging for the diffuser and nearly stepped into it if Tony didn't show.
Could have done them both a lot of damage there, even potentially down them both, which would have cost them the round.
So that's 3-3
Very
into
good
overtime.
gunplay though so far. Very good gunplay.
Oh, we nearly ran into the see it. Yep, there we go. That would have been a beautiful little double kill.
Well placed Claymore though, it really was quite hard to see. I'm glad Sisco did notice it though. Would have been definitely bragging points though from eeun's part there if they'd managed to get that C4 kill.
Got Legion and Valkyrie and Ash and Zofia. Will we be seeing a little rush?
I reckon we are definitely looking at a rush with those operators there.
Attackers need to locate and defuse
Trying to
as many
catch them
bombs
off guard
as they can.
is a very valid strat at this time in overtime. They've watched how each other have been playing this whole time, so switching it up might be their best chance at getting it. Especially after how top floor just went.
Well, we can clearly see what the favoured bomb site of this map is.
Most definitely.
Third floor is definitely the most played
10 seconds to
between
go.
the two
I think it's
teams.
interesting as well. It seems Intel Ops are doing the best jobs here too.
Bomb located by
You know,
attackers.
It's
5 seconds
because you know we've had Legion played quite a lot on this top floor site too
Attackers
over
objective
this
Oh,
game
yeah.
and the
defuse
last
bomb.
one. You just work so well as both slowing the opponent down and giving you intel as to where they are. Really is a strong operator. I'm surprised he's not banned more often.
I'm also surprised that there's no rotation. They're not utilizing grenades. They're not reinforcing, so they're not like hiding in much. I'd take that back. I take back the hiding. And
He's hiding, but he's Valkyrie is what you'd expect.
there we go. So we got eeun over there. Nightmare coming up, finally moving after a bit late delay. Not covering much ground, it seems.
No, it seems like they're taking their time with this, which is unusual with the operator choices that they've made. Ash especially being known for being able to just run in and take people off guard.
Speaking of.
Speaking of opening up window and door though, they've opened themselves up to being shot from the back, which I'm not sure is the smartest move considering. But it seems like they've droned it out and they know that they are safe to do so. Getting their drones into position there, nice teamwork to be honest. If they can get the ping off, Ash can charge in and take him out. Yep, ping to the Legion there, who is going to now be forced to move.
Oh, looks like defense is holding angles nice and tight. They know they've
Valkyrie
been
seems
spotted.
to still be on her cams currently.
No pings have been given, so we're not. Ooh. Actually,
Valkyrie has got some good camera positionings for this map, but currently the defenders don't seem to be. not quite covering as many areas, I think, as the Valk intended.
Yep, most definitely. Oh,
I mean, covering main hallway and blue hall are very important areas, that and north attic, but I think at the moment they are lacking on camera positionings in east attic, which is where they're mainly pushing from. Pinging there, but a little bit off. Does manage to take them down though.
oh, and he gets taken out with the pistol.
That is definitely going to hurt their ego. Reloading too. Cancelled the reload to take that Ash out.
Tony Macaroni. Well, we're now down
Not
to
a
match
GG
point.
yet. Match point. If blue team take this, then they are going to actually win the game.
Which means they'll be the ones up against
Up
Barnaby
against our
and
previous
Zumi.
winners, yep. I think there are definitely some interesting games today that this one was one that I was thinking is fairly evenly matched, and we're seeing that now 4-3. It's also interesting though, you know, the amount of defensive plays they're doing. We're not seeing much roaming going on at all in this map, in this matchup. They certainly seem to be sticking more to, you know, sticking more to their guns on
Defenders,
defense.
protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Again, here we're seeing Legion being played for the intel and trap. That's really quite interesting. I've never noticed you be played so much.
Attackers have
And the
discovered
counter grenade
location
could
of
do
the bomb.
them a hell of a lot of good with Jaeger there, especially obviously with his gun also being
Attackers have
really
located
quite
a
decent for aiming and recoil.
I gotta
control.
say, I'm surprised Capcan's not being played as much, with it only being a 2v2 and the lack of the shortened time there is, and the fact that more action is required to be taking place here. Capcan traps would be going off left, right, and centre.
Attackers are heading
It
out to
may
the
not kill
Capcom
someone,
would be a
but
strong pick, yeah.
it could definitely weaken a teammate, or at least lock one area down to waste
Or
enough
just,
time.
even just lessening someone to half with a Capcan trap would be a super strong play in a 2v2. We've
Yeah.
noticed, you know, some of these fights have been coming down to both players being on pretty low health by the end of it, just one of them happening to get the final shot. Looks like
Take-
he's, yep, Ian has punched open that bottom part of the wall. That's a very normal spot to hold.
Yeah, we got Nightmare kind of being off-site to hold that alleyway.
Be interesting to see how he shifts when he sees that the players are coming from the other side, although it does look like Sisco might be entering top floor. Looks like he hasn't quite decided yet what he's doing.
They appear to be trying to drone, but they're droning on the top floor there, waiting to get some intel before they looks like they may be doing an upstairs push.
Don't
We-
have huge amounts of time though, so if they're thinking about making a move, it will have to be soon, especially if they want to go through top floor, which they're going to have to clear and then get to the floor below. Certainly not easy to do with the time that they're left with.
Yep,
Yeah, we're seeing now as Pope's running upstairs.
yep. There's a two-man rush, even though they've just done it. Are they going to be pushing it? They are.
They're not pushing very quickly. Oh, they're going for the hatch drop. That's an interesting play there.
Anyone watching that? No, looks like Ian is still in the master bedroom, pinging nowhere to the enemy.
Just pinging randomly, it seems. We never know. Nightmare is aware where they're coming from, I think. It's just a case of what he's gonna do. Staying at the bottom of those stairs, though, he could catch anyone off guard coming down them, but they are pushing from the other side of the map. Obviously, coming down main stairs is going to be their priority now. They do need to start thinking about pushing. 20 seconds left on the clock. They're giving themselves very limited time, and with a
15
Legion on the other
seconds
team, I don't think they're going to be able to get the plant down. They're going to have to focus on eliminating them.
10 seconds left.
These players just keep hiding. They are giving themselves a real
Oh,
chance.
Tony got taken out by Nightmare.
Nightmare really coming through on that wide angle there, and then Ian finishing off the Zephyr.
Yeah. A nice little sweep where we got one more to break the tie.
Very, very close match here. Very close indeed. There's been some amazing pistol kills this game, though. Some seriously good angles held. Interestingly, we haven't seen as many crossfire angles as we saw in the previous match with Zumi and Bana.
Hmm. Yes, it's quite surprising to see how it's been. Look, we've seen another Legion being played for this last round.
Legion is definitely a strong character, though. Combining, obviously, like I said, slowing the enemy down with giving you intel. In a 2v2 situation, I think intel is vital, especially on a map like Hereford Base, where there are so many different angles you can attack from on most sites.
They've gone castle with Legion. I'm quite surprised they're not actually
Attackers need to locate and defuse
going
the bomb.
basement, because a castle on a Legion would work very well down in basement, more so than here.
I agree with you there. I think it's kind of interesting that they've chosen to
Attackers
keep
have discovered
sticking
the
with this
location of
site.
the bomb.
Basement has barely been picked at all in this game or the last, which does surprise me.
Bomb located by attackers.
It looks like Ian and Tony are setting up a little
10
date
seconds
to be
remaining.
watching a new TV show shortly after this.
5 seconds remaining.
Watch Stranger Things. Yeah, they're chatting TV now,
Attackers
wasting
are
their
moving
time
to
there
defuse
on
the
the
bomb.
attacking phase, trying to find the bomb. It's interesting though, I haven't seen the Legion put his Legion mines down outside of the castle barricades, which is a common thing to do with Legion castle combos, letting you know where they're going to try and push from.
Looks like they're both coming from the southwest side.
Yep, they're probably going to be going for that blue hallway push, would be my guess. Oh, no, they're breaking open. Okay. Into Loom Closet. It's interesting.
Clearing out the droning of it. They've
Seems like they're
castled-
not wasting time this time looking at the top floor.
They reinforced it, but they don't have a rotation. The Legion having grenades, not setting up a rotation between the two sides.
That could hurt them later on,
Well,
quite badly. Ace there, being seen again, Ace being a super useful operator on this map in the last couple of games, just destroying their defenses and really opening them up to way too many angles to accurately hold. In a 2v2 situation, it's not good. With the lack of that rotate, it's also damaging for them.
we've got Ace versus Sisco.
Missing quite badly there, the Ace.
Oh, and Ace going
Oh,
down.
manages to take him out, but on a quarter health left.
Leaving it as a 1v2. Can Ian clutch this for a win, or will he be conceding the loss to Sisco and the Pope?
Definitely not something he'll want to do too easily. He knows he's in that doorway area. Interestingly, Castle looking in the wrong direction. He only needs to get 1 or 2 shots in on that Legion though, and he is going down. But he is holding a really tight angle. Sisco here.
Yeah.
15 seconds to go.
And the Pope carries it. That's a victory to Sisco and Tesco. Or the Pope.
Very, very close game though. That wasn't just, yeah, ridiculously close. Much closer than the last one. And that will be putting Sisco and the Pope up against Zumi and Bana in the round 3, match 3. Sorry, 4. I can't do maths. As for next up, guys, next up we will be having Pure and Flux, the Red Dragons, up against Clara and Sam, the RWH and Y Sourdough. So.